Hey guys, what's going on? It's MassiveJoes RAW review, and I'm coming to you from MassiveJoes.com. Awesome! Raw review for the viewers at home today. A world premiere raw review, I might add, on the all-new protein powder from our good friends at BSN. It is, of course, Syntha6 Edge in the house. Let's get straight into it, show you guys exactly what's in it, tell you exactly what it's gonna do. That nutritional information panel ain't gonna get it done. We're about to go balls deep in this here all new Syntha6 Edge. Luckily, got ourselves a big ass nutritional information panel for the viewers at home. Before we start, before I get stuck into before I go balls deep in the nutritional information panel, let me set the mood for this here raw review, and firstly make it abundantly clear to you viewers at home that this Syntha6 Edge is not a replacement for Syntha6, which is a good thing, because Syntha6 cookies and cream, one of the best damn tasting protein powders we have seen thus far. So this Syntha6 Edge is not a replacement for the original Syntha6. It's an extension of the Syntha6 range. So we've got the original Syntha6, which is like your meal replacement protein, 50% protein, 30% carb, 20% fat, designed to really replace meals effectively. You've then got Syntha6 ISO, which is the isolate version of Syntha6, although we're still not 100% sure why that was called Syntha6, but that's another topic of discussion. And now we've got the new Syntha6 Edge, which is effectively the original Syntha6 with a much better improved macronutrient profile. So higher in protein, lower in carbs, lower in fat, but still got the 6 types of protein, first of all, so it justifiably is called Syntha6, and also has that Syntha6 taste and texture to it without all of the fats and carbs. But we'll get into that right now, because we're about to go balls deep. Starting from the top, got yourself serving size 1 scoop of 38 grams, got yourself three different sizes. In this here small size, got yourself about 26 of them 38 gram bitches in one of these 26 approximately 2 pound served bitches. Got yourself about 45 of them 38 gram scoop bitches in the bigger size, which is approximately 4 pounds, depends on the flavor. And then got yourself about 100 of them 38 gram bitches in one of them big ass bags, big ass Syntha6 Edge bags. The reason I don't have them in this raw review right now is because the only size we've got for this world premiere hasn't even been released yet. The only size we've got are the 2 pounds or the 26 serves. So that's what we're working off. But it does come in those 3 sizes, so you guys know exactly how many serves and approximately how much they weigh in each size. Moving right along. Now this is where we're about to go seriously balls deep, viewers at home, because we're going to go through this nutritional information panel, this macronutrient profile, and then what we're going to do is we're going to turn the time machine back, and we're actually going to compare it against the original Syntha6. So everybody is going to want to know what the difference is between the original Syntha6 and this Syntha6 Edge. And us being the people's company, MassiveJoes being the people's company, we have to deliver what the people desire. So, starting from the top, we're going to go per serve. So we're going to go down this column here, viewers at home. So starting with energy, you're talking about 153 kilocalories or calories, 640 kilojoules per serve. You got yourself 24 grams protein, so it's about 63% protein by weight. 3.5 grams total fat, so about 9% total fat by weight. 1 gram saturated fat, so about 3% saturated fat. Moving on to the carbohydrates, you've got 6 grams of carbohydrates, so about 16% carbohydrates by total weight. 2 grams of which are sugar, so about 5% sugar. Got yourself a little bit of sodium. Now I do have to say that this is specifically on this here chocolate flavor. And the macros do vary like half to 1 gram across all the flavors. The protein stays exactly the same. Protein, no matter what flavor you get, is 24 grams, but the carbs are up and down 1 to half a gram. The fat's up and down 1 to half a gram, depending on the flavor. So what we just went through there was based on the chocolate flavor. Moving right along, we then get into the ingredients, and you can see that it's a blend of 6 types of protein: whey protein concentrate, whey protein isolate, hydrolyzed whey protein isolate, milk protein, micellar casein, and milk protein concentrate. So it's what we refer to at MassiveJoes as a staggered release protein blend, because you've got proteins from very fast digesting, obviously the hydrolyzed whey and the whey protein isolate, right down to the very slow digesting casein protein, the micellar casein. So full spectrum of digestion rates with the protein, we refer to that as staggered release, because you're gonna have this staggered release of protein into the bloodstream from ingesting this here Syntha6. Moving right along. We then, after that protein blend, we pretty much go into what varies based on flavor. Is you've got your bits and pieces that are in there for the flavor, your bits and pieces that are in there for the texturizing. You got your artificial colors, your artificial flavors, your sweeteners, Ace K and sucralose. And that's what's in it. That's it. It's real simple. There's no added fats. There's no added carbs. There's, well, specifically added carbs that are in there as carbohydrates. There's no digestive enzymes. There's nothing. It's just 6 types of protein. That's pretty much it. And now that we've been through it, let's go seriously balls deep. Dilip's going to pop up the original Syntha6 nutritional information panel and the one we just went through, the Syntha6 Edge, up on the screen, and we're actually going to compare the pair so you guys can check it out. So if you have a look at the original Syntha6, you've got the original Syntha6 per serve was 200 calories, Syntha6 Edge is 153, give or take a little bit depending on flavor. So 24% less calories. The original Syntha6 was 22 grams of protein, Syntha6 Edge is 24, so you got 10% more protein. The original Syntha6 was 6 grams of fat, Syntha6 Edge is 3 to 3.5, so about 40% less fat. The original Syntha6, 2 grams of saturated fat, Syntha6 Edge 1 gram, so half the saturated fat. And then this is where it gets interesting. The original Syntha6, 15 grams of carbs, Syntha6 Edge only 6 grams, 60% less carbohydrates. And this is where it gets real interesting. The original Syntha6, 2 grams of sugar, Syntha6 Edge exactly the same, 2 grams of sugar. So you can see that the drop in carbohydrates has actually come from complex carbs. If we then move on and we have a look at the ingredients, you'll see Syntha6 Edge is a blend of whey protein concentrate, isolate, hydrolyzed whey, milk protein, micellar casein, and milk protein concentrate, whereas the original Syntha6 was slightly different. We had whey protein concentrate, we had whey protein isolate, we had calcium caseinate, we had micellar casein, we had milk protein isolate, and we had egg albumin. So even though the new updated Syntha6 Edge is still using 6 types of protein, it's actually a completely different blend of 6 to the original Syntha6. That's a lot of time saying the number 6. You know when you say a word so many times it starts to sound weird? That's what Syntha6 has sounded to me right now. Then if we move on a little bit further in the ingredients, you'll see that with, as I mentioned, with the current Syntha6 Edge, the newly released, there's nothing else. There's no added fats, added carbohydrates, there's no digestive enzymes. Whereas if you have a look at the original Syntha6, you actually had some purposely added carbohydrates. You had some polydextrose in there. You purposely had added fats through the medium chain triglycerides in there. And then of course you had added digestive enzymes, aminogen and papain. So there you go, viewers at home. Complete breakdown. Complete balls deep in 2 products. That's actually a raw review first, to go balls deep in 2 products at the same damn time. Damn. That's enough of the nutritional information panel. In terms of how it tastes, how it mixes. At the time of shooting this raw review, the new Syntha6 Edge is currently available in 3 flavors. It's currently available in chocolate, which goes straight to the biceps, vanilla, and banana. Coming soon, I have been told, is cookies and cream, which I am so damn excited to try, because you guys would know the original Syntha6 cookies and cream is still the pinnacle of drinkable whey protein flavors. Nothing has come close in terms of protein that you drink as opposed to cooking with, making sludge with, etc. Nothing has come close to the cookies and cream Syntha6 original, man. Unbelievable. Strawberry is also in the works, and a little birdie from BSN has told me that chocolate peanut butter may be in the works as well. And I'm sure there's a bunch of other flavors they've got down the pipeline, but that's what I've been told. So currently available in 3, with cookies and cream very close, strawberry very close, and then hopefully chocolate peanut butter not too far behind. In terms of how it tastes, how it mixes, got the infamous MassiveJoes taste and mixability test about to go down. Got the Team MassiveJoes blender bottle on deck. Now you guys will notice there's not a lot of water in there. I have actually, before I did this, I've been put up about it a few times in raw reviews about using too much water or too little water depending on what the label says. So I actually consulted this Syntha6 label, and it specifically says, I'm gonna get some zoom and focus action please on this shit so you guys can see I'm not making this up. It specifically says right there you go. Can you guys read that? It says mix 1 scoop in 120 to 150 mils of water. That's what it says on the label. Now when I hit a spiders, so we ain't messing around with 1 scoop, we're doing 2 scoops. So I'm following label instructions specifically, and in this shaker you will see, straight up, can you guys see that shit? Is it gonna zoom and focus for me? It might not because it's transparent. Anyway, there's the 300, there you go, 300 mil marker right there. So I've gone 300 mils of water, and BSN have told us to mix 2 scoops up in that bitch. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. Now I myself, at this point in time, have tried the vanilla and have tried the banana. I'll tell you about how they taste in a second. I have not tried the chocolate. I have a brand new tub of chocolate right here with the label still up on this bitch. So let's bust it open and get the infamous MassiveJoes taste and mixability test about to go down. Rip this bitch off. Rip this bitch off. Punch the I don't think there was an actual seal on this bitch. I think it was just the outer seal and the lid, and it looks like there might be, actually hold on, there might be a seal inside here. There is. The seal's inside like that, but it's not stuck down. I don't know if it was supposed to be stuck down. You know what? I can't do a raw review without a bro punch, so I'm just gonna place it on the top of the lid. Bro punch this bitch in. Stay there, stay there, stay there. Bro punch this bitch in. Grab myself 2 38-gram scoops, if the scooper is on top. BSN gone shat on my chest twice in 1 raw review. No bro punch, no scooper on top. It's all good. It's not too far from the top. We'll give half points to BSN for that shit. All right, so I'm gonna take myself 2 scoops, 2 level scoops, 38 grams each, and I'm gonna throw them in this 300 ml of water. It doesn't seem like a lot of water. It definitely isn't, especially for 2 scoops, but hey, it. I'm following the label instructions. You guys can't call me out on this shit. If it goes all gluggy and doesn't mix, that's not my problem. So there we go. 2 scoops up in this bitch. I'm gonna throw the lid on. A few flicks of the wrist. I'm gonna show you guys how it mixes. And then for the very first time, the world premiere, I want to see how this chocolate Syntha6 Edge tastes. Man, I'm going to give it a few more flicks because I really question its ability to mix in 300 mils of water. Give BSN the benefit of the doubt on this one. All right, that's enough. All right, let's check it. Let's check the texture and the mixability up in here. Oh shit! Oh damn! Can you guys see that shit? That's mixed pretty much perfectly. I'm legitimately surprised. Look at that. Got some zoom and focus action on that bitch. Stop focusing on me. Look at that. You guys see that shit? That is completely mixed. There's no clumps. There's no floaters. There's no sinkers. I'm legitimately surprised in actually how well that's mixed in such little water. That being said, it is a protein powder. I wouldn't try mix 38 grams in a glass with a spoon. So I would go so far as to say blender bowl is required for this here BSN Syntha-6 Edge. I'm excited for this one, man. Let's see how this here chocolate tastes, man. The one common theme across all the flavors of Syntha6 I've tried, so now that makes banana, vanilla, and chocolate, is they are almost identical in flavor and taste to the original Syntha6. Like legit, I think if you did the Pepsi challenge with Syntha6 chocolate and Syntha6 Edge chocolate and put them right next to each other, I don't think you would be able to tell the difference in terms of taste or texture. They're pretty much identical. Like, I honestly thought I was just drinking Syntha6 then. Pretty much identical. Sure, you do mix Syntha6 Edge in less water. I'm pretty sure the original Syntha6, you do 2 scoops in like 500 mils of water instead of 300. But when made to that exact label specification, they're pretty much spot on. With the chocolate, the banana's pretty much spot on. I'd even say the banana Syntha6 was almost a little bit nicer, to be completely honest. The vanilla Syntha6 Edge is almost identical to, well, not almost, identical to the original Syntha6, which is exactly what BSN wanted to do with this protein. They wanted to have the consumer, us, the people, the viewers at home, have the exact same Syntha6 experience in terms of texture, in terms of taste, in terms of just overall enjoyability, without having to take a hit on your macros and consume 60% more carbohydrates, 40% more fat. So bravo BSN. I'm gonna stomp my feet and light a match for that one, because that is a very good job. I'm gonna give a round of applause to BSN and coming through with the goods on that one. With the other flavors, if I had to rank the 3 flavors that I've tried so far, I'd actually put banana first. Banana was just absolutely exceptional. Probably vanilla second. Vanilla's really good. And then I'd probably put chocolate third. But like I said, I cannot wait to try that damn cookies and cream. Just on taste and mixability, the other thing that I will mention, the idea did jump into our minds at MassiveJoes when we read how little water to mix it in. We thought, we wonder if Syntha6 Edge would actually make a nice sludge, because the macronutrient profile is pretty good for a sludge. Having the staggered release protein, we know a lot of people are going to drink this during the day, so being able to make sludge would be a cool kind of versatility. And so we've gone ahead and done it, and that is Syntha6 vanilla sludge right there, viewers at home. So that actually has made, I'll just stand up and show you guys the consistency up in this bitch. You check that out. That's actually made a really nice textured sludge right there. You see that shit? Look at that. Look how delicious that is, man. That shit is on point. Now, for those of you that don't know how to make sludge, I'm gonna pop a link in the description box below and you can go check it out. You pretty much just put protein in a bowl, add a little bit of water and mix that bitch up until it forms that sort of consistency. But I do have to say, surprisingly enough, Syntha6 Edge does make a really nice sludge. Granted, it's a protein powder that's supposed to be added to water and drank. So the flavors are quite sweet when you make them into sludge, a little bit sweeter than I would like, but the texture for sludge is down point, and you got the benefit of it being staggered release as well. In terms of the effects, it's a staggered release protein powder. That's it. I do have to say we were a bit concerned having all those different types of protein and no digestive enzymes in there. And I think if you are lactose intolerant, depending on your degree of lactose intolerance, you may have an issue digesting it. That being said, all of us at MassiveJoes have tried it. Nobody has had any gut issues with it. Nobody has had any stomach discomfort with it. So the chances of, we don't know the exact protein constituents and how they're broken down, but the chances of it being quite high in isolates are very good because of that fact. So there's not going to be a lot of lactose in it. So it seems like almost the lack of digestive enzymes doesn't really affect it that much. Like I said, nobody here has had any gastrointestinal upset. Man, the product tastes really good. It's staggered release. It's gonna be fantastic for people that want to use it during the day in particular, or as part of breakfast. Obviously, being staggered release is not going to be ideal for post-workout because it's not that rapid release protein. Being staggered release is not going to be ideal before bed because it's not the super slow release protein. It's in between the two, which therefore makes it ideal for any time of day use. During, in between meals, as part of a meal, as a breakfast meal, any time where you want that staggered release protein is really what it's going to be best for. Man, it tastes good, it mixes good. The value for money, the price point in the Australian market is where it needs to be for the different sizes. The 2 pound, the 4 pound, the 10 pound is really where it needs to be. I don't really think BSN have actually come through with the goods on this one. Their idea was to make Syntha6 with a better macronutrient profile. And they've created Syntha6 Edge, which is exactly what they've done. And it makes sense. From a consumer's point of view, it makes sense. From my point of view, as a consumer of supplements, it makes sense. I don't use the original Syntha6 because it's too high in carbs and fats for me. It doesn't fit into my macros. It doesn't fit into my meals where it needs to fit in. Now that I've got this option of Syntha6 Edge, which is effectively the same taste, the same mixability, the same texture, the same goodness as the original Syntha6, without all of the added carbs and the added fats, it is going to fit into my macronutrient profile. So myself as a user, when that cookies and cream drops, you know what MassiveJoes doing. I'm gonna buy myself about 30 of them bitches. Guys, hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, man. Stay up to date with all the latest editions of MassiveJoes RAW Review and all the other deliciousness in our YouTube channel. And guys, that is MassiveJoes RAW Review world premiere on the all new BSN Syntha-6 Edge in the house. And I'm coming to you from MassiveJoes.com. Stay massive.
What's up, everyone? I'm Amanda Latona with BSN, and the best place to get all of your BSN supplements is MassiveJoes.com. Stay massive.